Alright, I'm on my machinist and we're at the last role quest here. Seeds of Disquiet. The Doman delegate is seeking able-bodied adventurers on behalf of Lord Hien. I haven't seen Hien in a really long time. Do mine eyes deceive me, Master Gaddis? So thank the kami. Lord Hien has requested assistance in the resolution of a most urgent matter, the hunt for a fell beast believed to be a blasphemy. Does everybody call it a fell beast? Like, is that just a terminology, or is that, I don't know, whatever. Though we have made great strides in ensuring the safety of our people, we fear that even our finest shinobi will be no match for this enemy, for it commands the skies of Doma. So a flying blasphemy? But as your talent for striking down foes at a distance is beyond compare, I can think of no one better to aid us in overcoming this adversary. 'Twould be my pleasure. Well, if no other marksman is up to the task. Yeah, no, okay, fine. 'Twould be my pleasure. Sound a little like Urianger there. Oh, Kami be praised. I shall inform Lady Yugiri that she may receive you at the Doman Enclave. Safe travels, Master Gaddis. It is good to see you, Gaddis. When we received word that you, of all people, had answered our call, I could scarcely believe it. Yet here you are. That's me. Lord Hien will be pleased for this reunion. If you would wait here a moment. Well, well, that the kami should guide your steps to our door once more, and with such fortuitous timing. Pray forgive me for not affording you a hero's welcome, but time is not on our side. Not long after receiving word of men transforming into hideous beasts in Thabner, a similar creature was born of a woman in Asari. After attacking another villager, it took to the skies and fled, though to where we know not. An all-too-cruel twist of fate, for the one slain was among the prisoners returned to us in that deplorable exchange with the Sahi and the Empire. Wow, that was a while ago, too. Just when they had at last begun to piece their life back together. This blasphemy must be stopped. Alas, our foe is wont to keep to the skies, well beyond the reach of our samurai and shinobi. You guys have any archers or anything? Thus did we seek the aid of those proficient in ranged combat, able to pluck the beast from the heavens. You guys also have, like, flying mounts, but whatever. Of course, martial prowess alone will not solve our problems. Others have turned into weaker but no less gruesome abominations, as was the case in Thabner, and their numbers increased by the day. Wait, how does this work? So, if I'm doing these role quests after the events of Endwalker, when the spawning of these dynamis beings should no longer be the case, what is the excuse? That just now permanently, in Aetheris, people could still turn into things out of despair? Like that's like a door that's open that can never close again? I'm a little confused by that. From what I understand, this phenomenon is not unlike a sickness which spreads by feeding on fear and anxiety. Emotions which, as of late, can be found in abundance. Slaying the beasts means nothing if the people's hearts cannot be put at ease. Yeah, I saw that in Gridania, where all they tried to do is say, calm yourselves, people, and people were like, no, and they just kept turning into creatures. Lord Hien. Oh, don't turn into something, please. You have to help the villagers, they... Sir, please, calm yourself and tell us what happened. Another has turned into my lord. For a blessing, no one was harmed when the beast flew into a rage, but the people are in a panic. I fear what may happen next. Yeah, you guys don't have any scions here to help, like, cool people down. It would seem we have even less time than I thought. Worry not, we will see to the beast. As of yet, there's no cure for this affliction, but we will save what lives we can, I promise you. I trust you're ready to join the fray? You know it. It was last seen near the glittering basin. Come, I will show you. Oh, it already teleported me here. Nice. The beast was right here, I swear it. I thank you for leading us here, but it is not safe. Please, return to your village. Well, I guess he's not that vexed if he easily moves away at a slow pace afterwards. We should split up if we are to have any chance of finding it. Gaddis, would you see to the west? I will search in the north. Yugiri, I leave the east to you. If you find it, remember, these blasphemies are no longer people. They will not hesitate to strike you down, so you mustn't either. Trust me, I got plenty of experience. I will not hesitate. Now, let us not waste any more time. Like, you're telling me stuff I already know very well. Frightened youth. Uh-oh, don't turn, please. Oh, whoops. I hit the wrong hotbar setup. I almost did a sit down in front of him. Easy enough. All right. Don't tell me that was like your mom or something that just turned. Oh, you're right. We heard shouting and came as fast as we could. It would appear Gaddis arrived not a moment too soon. Why? Oh, God. Why did you kill my brother? It's not your brother anymore, kid. How do you explain that to a kid and have them understand it? Your brother? Young man, that creature was not your kin, not anymore. Had he not laid it to rest, it would have killed you and countless others. But if your heart cries out for one to blame, let it be me. The beast was slain at my behest, for it was the only way. I don't think he agrees with that. Why he got madder? No, you're wrong. You killed him, murdered him. I hate you. Okay, well, don't get too hateful, because you'll probably turn from that too. Oh, here's a familiar face. Kisei? What are you doing here? Searching for Tonbo, though clearly you found him first. The monster was his older brother, as you may have guessed, and Tonbo gave chase the moment it ran off. I beg you forgive him for his outburst. His brother was all he had left. Their father was conscripted by the Empire and was, regrettably, not amongst those returned to us in the recent exchange of prisoners. The hope that they might one day be reunited was their only comfort when the Viceroy still ruled. I can only imagine how they felt when she walked into Asari, a shadow of her former self. What did this Asari look like? Suyu may have no memories of the monster she was, but her victims still see her in their dreams. Nevertheless, like many, the brothers prayed your mercy would see their family restored. But then they learned of her death, and their father's absence. Deprived of hope and of hate all at once, they had nothing. My apologies for rambling. No, needed to be said. No, it was a rather enlightening tale. I spared the woman who brought him pain, and took the brother who brought him comfort. I would hate me too. I swear I will set things right for Tonbo, for all the people of Doma. Please, return home, Kisei, and be safe. Let us return to the Doman Enclave. This ordeal has given me much to consider. I owe you a great debt for your timely assistance. And an apology, for I've made you an executioner in young Tonbo's eyes. Would that I had been the one he witnessed cutting down the beast that his brother had become. But we haven't time to dwell on regrets and what should have been. No. We need to take action, and after hearing of Tonbo and his brother, I believe I know what must be done. A great many of our brothers and sisters were returned to us in the prisoner exchange, but even so, there are those who yet remain lost to us. Meanwhile, Yotsuyu, who was directly responsible for much of our people's suffering, was never held to account for her crimes. In death, she claimed vengeance for her suffering at the hands of her brother, but it came at the expense of justice for her countless victims. The people of Doma have every right to resent me for failing them and their grief. But what of those who cannot bring themselves to do even that? Who are left alone with their anger and their pain? Yeah, resentment can turn into horrible things. It may well give way to despair, and then they would share the same fate as Tonbo's brother, yes. Which is why we must needs consider who else might share in his anguish, ere we find ourselves beset by more beasts. I will begin making rounds of the villages to inquire after those whom their neighbors believe are more distressed of late. Very good. I and the other shinobi shall continue our search for the blasphemy which set these events in motion. And you, my friend, we will have need of your talents again ere long. Rest assured we will keep you apprised of our findings. Or the Kami answer. Ah, goddess. We have yet to ascertain the whereabouts of the blasphemy from Asari, but for a blessing we have received no reports of others that have turned. Lord Hien, for his part, has made a concerted effort to go about the villages and converse with his subjects directly. I suspect his constant presence has served to allay the people's fears. As one might expect, he has ever been dedicated and diligent, but I fear he has been away over long. I thought to go and visit what should have been his last destination, Asari. Might I ask you to accompany me? Thank you. I'm sure there's no cause for concern, but nevertheless, I should be glad to find him quickly. You're a little overly protective sometimes, but maybe your instincts are serving you here. Goddess, Yugiri, my apologies if I gave you cause for concern. Assessing the state of affairs here in Asari has proven difficult. To put it simply, the people, one and all, refuse to speak with me. They simply bow their heads and turn away at my approach. Knowing the blasphemy originated here, I cannot help but wonder if that is aught to do with their silence. Perhaps you could attempt to engage with the people in my stead? Surely they have no cause to deny the two of you. I should hope not. Nevertheless, I will don a disguise, lest I draw undue attention. Come, Gaddis, let's see what we can discover. Thank you, both of you. Wait, what disguise? You gonna put on like a fucking mask? Let's disguise you as an Elizin. Concerned villager. Aye, that's right. The blasphemy was born of a young woman here in Asari. Tragic, really. Every day she prayed for the safe return of her husband, but it was not to be. If I'm to be honest, I fear the loss drove her poor stepmother mad. Kisei has ever been a devout believer in the Kami and their blessings, but she's somehow convinced herself that Minato has become one. Oh, that's not good. The delusions of a grieving parent, obviously, but an alarming number of people have come to share in her belief. Heresy is what it is. Wait, so they think that the blasphemy is a god? I mean, the god's gonna fucking kill you guys if you're not careful. Kami-fearing villager. A blasphemy? You are mistaken, my friend. Our village was visited not by a monster, but a Kami. Izanami. What? Where Lord Hien is cold and callous, she offers us boundless compassion and love? Well, that's maybe the first time I've ever heard someone refer to a blasphemy that way. This is maybe going to be one of the more unusual ones, I guess. I owe great debt to Lord Hien. If not for him, I would still be fighting under the Imperial standard. But the village suffered dearly under the occupation. What's more, our lord failed to punish the viceroy for her crimes, and failed to reunite many with their loved ones. I understand why some would think poorly of him, even though I do not. Yeah, because this was the first town we actually came to back with Gosetsu and Yugiri, and we saw the full brunt of Suyu's rage and evil before she, you know, got better, I guess. Well, she never really got better, but you know what I mean. Yeah, they don't like you, and they think an evil thing is a good thing, so there you go. I see. Little wonder they would refuse to confide in me. The belief held by some that this blasphemy is a kami, however, is quite concerning. Izanami presides over life and death. She gave birth to the nation of Doma, and ushers souls of the departed unto the land of the dead. I trust you understand what it would mean to deny them a source of hope in such dark times, even one such as this. The villagers also claim this Kisei can speak with the dead. In fact, she will be holding a gathering to demonstrate her powers ere long. Well, we should be attending that then. The perfect opportunity to gauge the extent of their fanaticism. Not for me, of course. My presence would draw undue attention. Might I ask both of you to attend in my stead? Why don't you wear a disguise? I mean, that's not... Yugiri still looks like Yugiri, so, like, that's not a huge disguise for her to make. Her followers will be gathering in the tavern. Come. All right. Oh, the creepy music's already starting. And that's the mother, I think they said? O spirits of Asari, I beseech you, lend me your voice and let your presence be known. Cross the veil and be among us once more. Wait, what? What is this? She becomes like a puppet? Akitsu. Is that this dude's name? Oh, father? Oh, she's like some kind of, like she can commune with spirits, supposedly? Unless this is a con artist. Still tending the nets, like I taught you? Yes, father, every day. Thanks to you, we never want for fish. Our bellies are never empty. I am proud to be your son. I was always too embarrassed to tell you before, but... And I am proud to have been your father. May you ever be blessed by the sea's bounty. It hurts. Father, what's wrong? He is in terrible pain, my child. Those who have cheated death's design yet live. It has disrupted the natural order, and the spirits suffer for it. What must we do to ease their pain? Fear not. Izanami shall put all to rights. Oh, that doesn't sound good. She will claim the souls not long for this world and deliver them unto the hereafter. When her work is finished, your father's spirit and all the others will find peace. Uh-oh. Can you find my father? Can you help me speak with him? Kisei, can you commune with my husband? They're all like dead dads and husbands. What about my family? Help me, Kisei, please. Oh boy. Hey, can I talk to Harsherfont for a second? Okay, never mind. So, is Kisei's ability all that she claims? I mean, you're in a fishing village. It would be a pretty safe guess to pretend that somebody's father taught them how to fish with a net. So I don't know if that's legit. A young man spoke with his dearly departed father through her. I find that rather hard to believe. Even so, those in attendance appeared quite convinced, my lord. I mean, when you're desperate, you'll believe a lot of things. And I suspect a great many of the villagers I've spoken with recently are as well. Everywhere I went, the people were in so much pain, and there was nothing I could do or say to give them solace. See, here's an interesting thing. I'm gonna pause for a second. I think Hien's got the right heart for this, but this is a similar problem to the other nations I've seen. It's not enough, like in Gridania, it's not enough just to have your official leader try to give words of comfort. If there's not tangible improvements, those words mean nothing. Actions speak louder than words, which is why I feel that in Limsa and Ishgard, their actual physical attempts to improve and change systems lead to better long-standing feelings. Because even though it's tough, you actually see results. But Doma, for example, minus the reconstruction that I helped them do, seems unfortunately very much the same as where I left it. But we'll see. Yet for all their anguish, there has not been a single report of villagers turning since the incident with Tonbo's brother. So she's kept them calm enough not to freak out and turn. Which can only mean the word of Kisei and her ability to speak with the deceased has spread. The belief we can commune with our loved ones in death is a comfort far beyond my power to provide. You know, there's this place called the Ethereal Sea. If you got the guts to go there, you can talk to the dead. But I don't quite recommend it. Though I fail to see how the people would abide the kami claiming innocent lives to restore order. I mean, the kami could also be phony baloney. You know, you saying that your god is the one true god. I guess this is a problem with religion in general, right? Who's really correct? At the end of the day, maybe all you guys' gods are phony balonies, but let's not claim that one is the one true one and the other one isn't until we have proof. Oh, she comes! Izanami! The blasphemy here? Well, better see what that is. It must be more human-sized for people to not be afraid of it. Oh, dead. Sorry. Lord Hien, the kami, she appeared as if from nowhere, and in the next instant this poor man was... Yep, dead zones. So we were too late. Wait, what? Oh, was that the burly guy I just spoke with? I spoke with him before in Asari. Wasn't he one of the villagers returned to the prisoner exchange? Yeah. I just talked to him. You recognize him then? I mean, he was suspiciously still supportive of Hien, where everyone else was not, so are people targeting Hien supporters? Curious that he and the blasphemy's first victim were former conscripts. What could the fiend be after, I wonder? Oh, going after what they think were people that allied themselves with Garleans? It does not become my lord to speak ill of the kami. What is your agenda here, old lady? I understand you are come to investigate the rumors of a monster born in our village. A blasphemy, you called it. But you are sorely mistaken. My stepdaughter, Minato, was chosen to serve as a vessel for Izanami. I witnessed her ascension with my own eyes. And did this ascension involve black clouds and smoke? Oh, okay, never mind. I'm gonna find out right now. I'm just gonna take a peek. Minato, please! I can't. I won't. There's no logic in it, no justice. The Witch of Doma spared, given a second chance, and my husband condemned to die as a conscript. I'll never know what became of him. Lord Hien can't even give me that. And when I look at the families he made whole at their happiness, I feel the hole in my heart, the gaping wound that will never heal, begin to bleed. Yep, okay. Well, there goes this despair monster. Only at my beloved's side will I find peace. You mustn't lose faith, Minato. All will be well. Trust in the Kami, in Izanami. I want to believe, but... No, that's too late for her. What? Oh, it's one of those tentacle ladies. Okay. But why doesn't it just eat people immediately? Oh. It just flies away. Bye! Yeah, I killed a bunch of those things before. That is definitely a blasphemy. Izanami has come to bring peace to the souls of the departed, to restore balance between their world and ours. Surely you would not dare defy the will of the Kami? Man, you guys are crazy. This balance you speak of has claimed the lives of two innocents but recently returned to us. I will not accept that the Kami would condone such cruelty. No crueler than the sight of Yotsuyu free and forgiven, while my husband and son fought Garlemald's wars, now dead and forgotten in a foreign land. With all due respect, Lord Hien, is it not your duty to protect Doma and her people? How are we to place our faith in the man who places the enemy's safety and well-being above that of his own subjects? Yeah, you dug yourself a nice hole there, Hien. Only the Kami are deserving of our adoration, as they have always been. Man, religion is a curse. It just causes all these misunderstandings and problems. And to be fair, it's always the most fanatical by people that are in the most direst of straits, because that's how they, like, people use religion as a coping mechanism. That's all it is. But, like, look what happens when you just are shackled by it. The villagers are no doubt loath to ask it of me, but preparations must be made for burials and funeral rites. I can offer that much at least. You seem distracted during our conversation with Kisei. Is something the matter? Yeah, I saw that she's a liar. It's fucking blasphemy. It's a tentacle lady. The echo. And the blasphemy was indeed born of her stepdaughter. To bear witness to such horror, how her mind must have struggled to comprehend what she saw. And as a woman of faith, perhaps her only surviving family becoming one with the divine was the only reality in which she could come to terms. Yeah, exactly. I believe I know now what must be done, but I pray her fervor does not drive her to oppose us. Come, let us return to the Enclave. Oh no, she's gonna keep opposing us, I could tell. From what you told me of your vision, the nature of Minato's despair, as well as the focus of her ire, is clear. 'Tis plain she was a good-natured and kind-hearted woman, grieving for the loss of her husband. This loss alone may not have been enough to turn her, but my failure to hold Yotsuyu to account, together with the sight of other families reunited, compounded the turmoil in her broken heart. A path to despair paved by my good intentions, a truth that will weigh heavy on my conscience into my dying day. Minato was prepared to die in sadness rather than live in hatred. If she could see the beast she has become, she would implore us to stop her. Which is why we must find the others who will return to us in the prisoner exchange before they come to harm. Once their safety is assured, we may hunt down the blasphemy and bring a close to this tragedy. So she's killing people out of jealousy. Like, you got to live, so I'm gonna kill you because my husband didn't get to live. Seems pretty straightforward. Home no longer. There's work to be done, yet Yugiri appears reluctant to take action. Ah, Gaddis, if you are come to ask after the blasphemy, I have not to share. As of yet, our shinobi have seen no sight of the beast. The returnees, however, are all accounted for, and Lord Hien has seen them safely to the Kien-kan. As such, he is presently assisting with the hunt. For a blessing, there have been no reports of other villagers turning. And yet, before the situation takes a turn for the worst, there's a matter I feel warrants further investigation. Kisei. Though a villager of Asari, I suspect she may, in fact, hail from my home, Suinosato. Knowing they would be loath to answer my inquiries, I entreated the Kojin to contact Suinosato in my stead. While contact with the outside world is kept to a minimum, they have ever maintained relations with the blue of Tamamizu. At mention of Kisei, however, their cordial warmth turns strangely cold. If we are to learn more, I fear we have little choice but to go and speak with the people of Suinosato ourselves. A simple visit for you, I imagine, but my banishment complicates matters. Well, you don't have to come. I could handle it. That said, it has been many years since I left home. Were I to disguise myself, I might well go unnoticed in your company. If you are willing to take the risk? Well, okay, if you disguise yourself this time, you gotta do something with your face, because changing your clothes is not gonna cut it. People are gonna recognize you. Thank you. Let's make for Onokoro then. Like, buy a Fantasia or something, I don't know. That is not a disguise. That is just a nicer outfit? Or did she not use the disguise yet? The garments I wore when we first met. Sufficient, I think, to conceal my identity. No, your face! Your fucking face! It's very pretty, mind you, but you need to cover your face. Actually, similar to where we first met, where I didn't see your face. That would be more efficient. Unless you're gonna put your hood up now? How many years has it been since I last saw home? Too many, I guess? I am a shinobi of Doma, but even as a child, I sought to ensure the safety and survival of Suinosato. I was quite bold in those days, if not a touch reckless, and together with the other children, I often ventured beyond the borders of home. We yearned for adventure, and so one day we sought to behold the wonders of Doma. Imagine our horror to discover a city of ruin and ash, imperial soldiers marching through the streets. We fled at the sight, but in my haste I lost my way in the bamboo groves. It was there where I first met a young boy named Shun, a sweaty mess as he swung his wooden sword with reckless abandon. Training to fulfill his duty as a samurai, he said. Yes, I think we talked about this. It's Hien. Having seen the destruction of which the Empire was capable, I too felt the need to protect my home. I joined him in his exercises, and every day my resolve to protect those I love grew. Sadly, my elders refused to listen. They were content to remain hidden beneath the waves, and hopefully the Empire's notice. With a heavy heart, I left in search of the strength I believed we sorely needed, and I found it as a shinobi. But the people feared war and conflict would follow on my heels should I return. I do not begrudge them their decision, nor do I regret mine own. Part of me is overjoyed at the thought of seeing home again. Openly defying the wishes of the Ruby Princess, however, would bode ill for my family. They have suffered enough for my transgressions. That is why, for their sake, I would remain naught but a faceless shinobi at your employ. Alright. Thank you. With that in mind, let us make for Suinosato. I mean, somehow I feel like your parents are still gonna know it's you. Parents always know. Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright, so you are better disguised. All these years, yet naught appears to have changed since the day I left. But now is not the time to reminisce. We have work to do. Kisei's departure from Suinosato was likely decades ago. But perhaps the village elders will know why she chose to leave. Alright, come with me, Yugiri. Kisei? Name sounds familiar, and yet... Apologies, friend. My memory is not what it once was. Let us seek out another. Cheerful elder. It has been quite some time since I last heard that name. She was a priestess of the village, banished after drawing the ire of the former Ruby Princess. Oh, what did she do? What has become of her after all these years, I wonder? Please, is there anything you can tell us? Yunagi was quite close with her, if memory serves. Perhaps you should seek her out. Okay. Mother. I'd hoped to avoid my parents, but if there's no other way... Goddess, might I ask you to take the lead? Oh, was Yunagi her mom's name? I can't remember her parents' names, unfortunately. It's been kind of a long time since Stormblood, really. Oh, yep, this is definitely her parents. Hey, guys. 'Tis good to see you again. To what do we owe the honor of your visit? Well... Kisei. Yes, we were close, but that was a long, long time ago. Still, if I can be of assistance to the man whom we owe so much, I will share all I know. Kisei was born to a family of priests, and even at an early age she was possessed of extraordinary abilities. Much was expected of her, but everything changed the day she said she could speak with the dead. Oh, so this is a long-standing thing that she claimed she could do. No one believed her at first, but she continued to insist she could, and strove to prove it by demonstrating knowledge well beyond her years. Knowledge of events to which she could not have been privy. Word of her talent eventually reached the Ruby Princess, and she was summoned to Shusui of the Violet Tides for a private audience. No one knows what Kisei said to her in that palace, only that the princess was incandescent with rage and ordered her exile forthwith. Some believe Kisei revealed a terrible secret of the royal house, or perhaps spoke a blatant falsehood that proved her a liar. Indeed, the knowledge she claimed to divine from the dead was not always truthful, but who's to say the dead would know the truth, or not seek to deceive? Thus, we could never be certain if it was simply a fantasy or a power divine. So she could be like some kind of phony fortune teller person, you know, like the ones that claim they could read stuff out of crystal balls. The one thing that is certain is that no small number of people found comfort in her words. Would that I could tell you more, but sadly I have not seen or spoke with Kisei since her banishment. How many years ago was that? Yeah, don't look suspicious or anything. Forgive me, but have we met your companion before? She looks familiar. I believe this is the first time our humble shinobi has visited Suinosato. I imagine she does, considering she's... Come on, just talk with your parents. I'm going to be the ass and try to say your name. You could not possibly know me. I am but a lowly shinobi of Doma, nothing more. Being a shinobi, I presume you've heard tales of Yugiri Mistwalker. Should you chance to meet her, may I ask you to deliver her a message? Tell her that her mother and father love her, and we could not be more proud of her. The father's all smiling. I think he knows. I will. I have no doubt she feels the same. Oh, come on. This is too obvious. How would you know what her thoughts are? I have no doubt she feels the same, and not a day goes by without you in her thoughts. Mm-hmm. Ahem. I believe we have heard enough. Shall we return to Onokoro? You are a very bad liar. Oh, what is that? That's a big whale. Shark, maybe? Wait, no, I wanted to talk to the parents some more. God damn it. My apologies for placing you in so peculiar a situation. Though I must confess, it did my heart good to see mother and father well. All the more reason I must do all I can to keep the peace. As a shinobi of Doma, no, as a member of the Eastern Alliance. Mayhap there will come a day when Suinosato opens to the world. A day when Yugiri Mistwalker can be reunited with her mother and father. Would that Lord Hien could be afforded the same opportunity. But Lord Hien and Lady Mina have long since passed. Two of too many lives lost in the Imperial occupation. I cannot imagine he would ever succumb to despair, but make no mistake, Lord Hien knows the pain of his people all too well. I can see it in his eyes. And if I may be honest, it troubles me at times. Uh-oh, is he going to get tempted to turn at some point? I hope not. He's too important, though. They probably wouldn't do that. Perhaps I've said too much. Come, we mustn't keep him waiting. Now, do you have a thing for him, or is it just pure, like, you really do want to serve him, you know, like, as a servant? It makes me wonder sometimes. Alright, Hien. Welcome back. I trust your journey proved an enlightening one? Kind of? So she does, in fact, hail from Suinosato. And you say she has possessed these divine gifts since childhood? Well, supposed divine gifts. Genuine or no, the people believe her, and more flock to her side with every passing day. But the returnees are safe at the Kienkan, its defenses bolstered. As for the blasphemy, I've spoken with our Confederate allies, among others, and together we will establish a network of contacts across the length and breadth of Doma to take up the search in earnest. Mark my words, we will find it. I'm sure you'll try. The devoted daughter. Yugiri appears armed and ready to leave the Enclave, which can only mean one thing. You've arrived not a moment too soon. The blasphemy has been sighted on the coast. For a mercy, there are no reported casualties as of yet. Just the man I was hoping to see. No sooner we cast wide our net than a Confederate messenger was at our door. If you would join us, Rasho awaits at our arrival at Onokoro. Alright. Well now, that the noble Lord of Doma should come in person once again. Mayhap these blasphemies truly are a threat. Yeah, that's why I'm here. Indeed they are. And I was told you and yours sighted our quarry quite recently. On that island there? Aye, that we did. Near the islands of Shoal Rock. The beast appeared to be docile by all accounts, but appearances can be deceiving. If it is as you say, and this blasphemy has eyes only for former conscripts, then we have not to fear. I trust those we accepted into our care are still in yours at the Kienkan, enjoying the finest Doman hospitality. Anyway, I know not why it came to the Ruby Sea, nor why it remains idle, but if we act quickly, there's a chance we can take it unawares. I propose we divide our forces. If you're willing to go ashore, we'll take a ship and circle around the islands. The first to find it will have the honor of the kill. Ha! Simple enough plan. Shall we be off to Shoal Rock then? But why would it just be passive off to the side? These things usually seek out stuff. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay then. Damn. Such speed. I doubt even my falcons could keep pace with it. Bah, don't tell me that's the blasphemy flying off into the distance. I hope the ill will it bore me in life might compel the beast to stay and fight. Perhaps less of Minato remains than I thought. Minato? That monstrosity was Minato! Oh, did this guy have a crush on her? You knew her? Her family tried to flee to Hingashi during the occupation, but their ship was raided and sunk. She was huddled between her parents and a piece of flotsam, desperate to keep warm. But they had long since grown cold. We went to Onokoro, where we nursed her back to health. Couldn't imagine what horror she must have witnessed. The mere sight of our weapons was enough to make her start screaming. She was clearly unfit for our trade, so we sought a village that might take her in. Asari was that village. Yeah, she wouldn't be cut out to be a pirate if she was screaming at weapons. Several months later, I chanced to meet her on this very beach. She was in the company of a young Ari fisherman, and I knew at once she had found more than a home there. I saw them there many times after that. She found something comforting about this place, I think. According to reports from radz-at-han, the memories and desires of those who turn can influence their behavior as blasphemies. Then perhaps Minato's memories are what compelled the beast to come here. That would also explain its timid nature. Minato was never one for violence, and the sight of you, blade drawn, no doubt stirred what little of the woman remains in the monster. Nice work, Hien. If that is the case, an assault on the Kienkan is unlikely, guarded as it is by our samurai. But how are we to fight an enemy so quick to flee at the first sign of danger? Make a trap? Robbed of her parents, her husband, and now her life. I would rather we didn't have to at all. But I understand full well the risk we take by doing nothing. If we catch sight of the blasphemy again, you will be the first to know. Perhaps next time we can put her soul to rest. Given what we have learned, it seems likely that the blasphemy will return to Shoal Rock. But that knowledge will avail us not if we cannot prevent it from escaping again. Oh god, what is all this now? Angry peasants? Oh crap. Here to cause more trouble, old lady? Lord Hien, on behalf of the people of Asari, we are coming with a request. So what, to stop trying to track down your stepdaughter? We welcome you with open arms and open hearts. What is it you would ask of me? Those returned to us in the prisoner exchange have been granted shelter at the Kiankan. That they yet live is an affront to the Kami's grand design, and the spirits of our loved ones suffer for it. What? Balance must needs be restored, and so I beseech you to render them unto the goddess Izanami? Fuck that, those are innocent people. So they were conscripts too, right? So, like, they weren't, you know, Imperials. They were your countrymen. Just offer them up so that they could just die so that you will feel better. Fuck you. Absolutely not. 'Tis not our place to pray for the death of others, nor draw steel to sate mere bloodlust. When I take a life, be it by command or my own hand, I do so not in service to vengeance, but to uphold my duty to Doma and her people. How did your mercy for Yotsuyu serve your duty? How were your people made better by the sight of her walking free? I mean, you guys kind of fucked that up because she was supposed to be contained, but she kept escaping, and it's a whole thing. For her crimes and her cruelty, I cut her down the day we took Doma Castle. I sought to kill her, and by rights she should have died then and there. Yeah, she had plot armor. It wasn't your fault for that part. But the Kami willed otherwise, and returned her to us alive and bereft of her memories. With no recollection of her deeds, it would have been Tsuyu who faced punishment, not Yotsuyu. This was my judgment, and for it you were denied the justice you deserved. You have every right to resent me. But you come before me and ask that I sacrifice men and women whose only crime was to suffer, to be condemned to a life of servitude. If you truly believe your cause to be sacrosanct, believe yourselves fit to bear the burden and swing the sword, and then step forward. Sophistry and lies. They were meant to die. The spirits demanded it. Yeah, that's bullshit, lady. Are these the words of the dead, or the living who yet mourn? Oh, Gosetsu! Yay! I was worried we wouldn't see him again. After all, who knows better about the whole Suyo business than him? Oh. Word of the Asari priestess and her gifts has spread far and wide, and I thought to see the truth of it myself. By coincidence, I crossed paths with a traveler hailing from the selfsame village, who had a mind to return as well, but alas could not. And so he bid me deliver a missive in his stead. Judging by the striking resemblance, I take it you are the young fisher Akitsu. This is a letter from my father. He was severely wounded in battle, but expects to make a full recovery. Oh, this lady is a bullshitter. She faked it. That's very interesting. She's got her own agenda. He's alive. But that would mean... phony. She's a phony, you jackasses. Surely a woman of your talents can divine a plausible explanation for this turn of events. Jig is up, bitch. You shall pay for this contumely. My daughter will make certain of that. No, don't let her get away! Someone stop her! What the fuck? She tries to cause all this chaos and then she just gets to walk away? Get her ass back here. Yeah, you guys are all swindled. You're easily fooled. But you've been through a lot, so I'll forgive you. Ah, buddy. Apologies for the abrupt and otherwise unannounced arrival. As you can see, my Lord Hien, I am returned. Full glad I am for it. Thanks to your timely arrival, we have given the lie to Kisei's claims of preternatural powers. I gather you are apprised of recent events? Aye. It did not take long to learn the state of affairs here in Doma, and that my assistance may be required. I had heard tales of Kisei channeling the dead, including the father of one young fisherman. Imagine my surprise when I saw this spirit in the flesh. He was also on a pilgrimage, paying respects to the departed, and we chanced to meet in a Liberation Front infirmary. Would that we were not brought back together under such circumstances, but I am glad to see you all hale and hearty. Well, your timing is as good as ever, Gosetsu. Uh-oh. Now what? Is this bitch coming back? Oh no, that's the kid. Can we be cool, kid? Not be pissed anymore? Tonbo? Is something the matter? I wish to apologize, Lord Hien. It was wrong of me to say the things I said. Well, good, you're learning. I understand nothing can bring back my father, but I was so angry, Please, Tonbo, you needn't apologize. Just, my brother was always so brave, but father's death was more than he could bear, and it turned him into that monster. If he wasn't brave enough, what chance do I have? We wanted to perform the rites for father, but the body was never returned to us, so... Not that I blame you for that, Lord Hien. I understand nothing could be done. Wait, come back, kid! Oh. That Akitsu's father survived is nothing short of a miracle, but I fear he is indeed the rare exception. I have offered prayers at more graves than I can count. It would be cruel to give others the false hope that their loved ones might return. It's also very fortunate that he was still alive, because that was pretty much your only proof that this bitch was faking it. Otherwise, they would have kept believing her. And yet Kisei continues to do just that, offering comfort with her lies. A tempting but ephemeral balm for wounds that have yet to heal. Much like the anger some harbor for you, or resentment for the families restored while theirs remain broken. But for those like that poor boy whose hearts lack for hatred, who knows only sadness and despair? Aye, they too may turn. Exposing the truth of Kisei's deception hasn't helped matters. If we are to prevent more suffering, we must pursue a lasting solution. I would be most grateful for your counsel, Gosetsu. There's much I could learn from your pilgrimage. If there is aught you require, but say the word and it shall be done. It is the least I can do for the part I played in Yotsu's tragedy. I failed her in the end, but I will not fail you, my lord. Aw, you tried, dude. It's not your fault. Thank you again for your aid, Gaddis. The day's events have given me much to consider. When our next step is decided, you will be the first to know. A singular gift. Yugiri's stern expression suggests she has no good news to share. Well, fuck. Regrettably, there have been no sightings of the blasphemy since our first encounter at Shoal Rock. As Tansui surmised, it seems to fear confrontation. We, for our part, have tried to make good use of this intervening calm. Even now, Lord Hien and Gosetsu discuss how we might prevent other villagers from turning. If you would wait here a moment, he would no doubt wish to hear your thoughts on the matter. Gaddis, so glad you could come. As Yugiri no doubt explained, the blasphemy continues to elude us, and so we have turned our attention to other matters we can and should address. After long discussion and much deliberation, we believe we have found a means to allay the growing malaise of our people. If you would, Gosetsu? The idea came to us after considering young Tonbo's remarks about his father, whose body was never found and returned to Doma. Others no doubt share in his melancholy, unable to bury and mourn their loved ones as is their right. Put simply, they cannot make peace with their loss. Their anguish, if left to linger, may consume them as well. That we might provide the people of Doma with comfort and closure, we will hold a national funeral at the Swallow's Compass. Those who choose to attend will be asked to present personal effects of the deceased they wish to be enshrined there. That's an interesting idea. Spirits reside in all things, be they living or inanimate, and though we may die, a part of us lives on in the items we cherish most in life. Therefore, in lieu of remains, these belongings will be afforded a place in the royal mausoleum, that the spirits of those lost to us may find their way home to Doma and at last know peace. The announcement has already been made, and a great many people are now engaged in the difficult task of deciding which keepsake will serve as their offering. It is not a decision to be made lightly. I suspect they will have made up their minds by the time we go to collect their chosen tokens. I also hope to learn more about the departed from those willing to speak with me, for my benefit and for theirs. To break free of their sorrow, they must seek joy in the memories and the love they shared with the departed, and I will help them find it. Might the liberator of Doma be willing to favor the people with his presence as well? I doubt not that they will appreciate the gesture. Sure, as the only Ellis in here, I will be happy to represent my people. Good. Yugiri, I leave the people of Asari to you. Gosetsu, might I ask you to... Apologies, my lord, but there is a small, most urgent matter I must first tend to. What are you doing? Very well, I shall not pry. Now, Gaddis, let's go and pay a visit to the good people of Namai. Whatever happened to that, mirror that Yotsuyu has? Is he gonna try to add that to people's tokens? I mean, there is still that lingering, well, I guess we'll see what happens. Right then. Before we begin, I would remind you that you need only listen to the tales of their loved ones. As overseer of the ceremony, I see it as my duty to deliver their effects personally. Because of this, it is of the utmost importance that we keep clear of any beast that might damage our cargo. It goes without saying how important it is that their offerings are delivered in pristine condition, and I will be no good to you in a fight while heavily encumbered. Are you going to be carrying, like, bags of this stuff? If stealth or flight are not options, I must ask for you to fight for us both. But we needn't worry unless the occasion arises. For now, let us be off. Gee, with you saying all this stuff, I wonder what could happen. Okay. Let's pick up these items. Maybe he's just going to be carrying boxes. Hello, grieving elder. How can I help you stop grieving? I must thank you again, Lord Hien, for this honor. My son would have been overjoyed to know that his katana would be enshrined at the Swallow's Compass. Nay, the honor is mine. I'm sure your son was a fine warrior. Aye, and so was I once upon a time. A samurai, as it happens, in service to your father when the Empire first invaded our lands. So how are you still alive, then? Though we were defeated, our spirits broken, my son, Matosue, was never one to lose hope. He was determined to follow in my footsteps. gave his everything to honing his skill with the blade. And when I watched him train, I felt the pride I thought I'd forsaken swell in my breast, and I knew he would restore our family to its former glory. Alas. He could have fled, perhaps started life anew as a vagabond of some sort, but he bore the burden and fought for Garlemald for fear of what the Imperials might do if he did not. 'Tis plain he was a loving son and a warrior true. I will care for his blade as if it were mine own, and see it given the honor and respect due a samurai of Doma. Bereaved woman. My husband, my dear sweet Moroya, never returned from Garlemald, but perhaps now his soul might finally know peace. Please, take this painting brush to the Swallow's Compass. I shall handle it with the utmost care. Might we trouble you to tell us more about your husband? Moroya was a kind and gentle soul. There was nothing he loved more in the world than to create. That brush never left his side, not even when he tended to the fields. Any spare moment was dedicated to his craft, and he produced the most wonderful vistas of Yangsha. It was his dream to take us to Kugane, where he would become a famous artist until he was conscripted. In the early days, he would send drawings of the place they took him, though I know not how. But more time began to pass between each arrival, and then they stopped coming altogether. I know not in what far-flung land he died, but I pray it was as beautiful as his work. He sounds like quite a man to hold fast to his art even when forced to endure such hardship. His soul will find peace. Of that I have no doubt. Oh, Tanbo, okay. What belongs to your brother? One of these big jars? I realize it's quite large, but I wanted to offer this on behalf of my brother and our father, Suzushiro. Handmade jar? If you are willing, I would like very much to hear more about them both. My father, he was a carpenter. He was a good man, if a bit stubborn, always thinking about his work. The only time he ever seemed to enjoy himself was when he had a cup of sake in his hand. When my brother came of age, he took up the trade as well. It brought them closer. I'd seen them laughing over drinks together or listening in silence to the crickets singing under the moonlight. So they both became happy drunks. I wanted to join them one day. Oh. This was their favorite sake. I thought they might miss it. I'm sure it will taste all the sweeter having come from you. You couldn't put it in a small bottle? They're just ghosts. Whatever. I realize no one can ever replace your brother or father, but if you will allow it, I would be honored to share drinks with you in their stead. When you are of age, of course. This should be everything. Will you join me for a short reprieve before our journey back? Oh, okay, so we didn't have to fight anything. I thought we did. Or that we would. They put on brave faces, but the people of Namai are still racked with grief. It is the same at every village I've visited in recent days, but it is only now that I am struck by the contradictory nature of my goals. Having joined the Eastern Alliance and taken steps to revitalize the Enclave, I believe Doma was at last on the path to peace and prosperity. I still do. Yet by focusing so keenly on the future, I have neglected the past that yet haunts my people. True. Even if they do not give in to despair and become beasts that plague our lands like poor Tonbo's brother, how are we to truly move forward if we are constantly looking back? You speak of their haunted pasts, Lord Hien, but what of yours? Is there not someone for whom you yourself still grieve? I mean, these are both saying the same things, right? I think this will probably give me the same answer. Your father, perhaps? Me! All things considered, I suppose it was only a matter of time before the subject was broached. Ha! He cuts to the heart of the matter, and the young lord. For the best, I should think, for he cannot lead by example if he has not yet made peace with his own past. Oh, he's got his sword with him. I thought he gave up his katana. 1,000 apologies, my lord. I was passing through, tending to the matters of which I spoke earlier, when I chanced to hear familiar voices in the distance. Oh, he had to pick up his katana. That's what he needed. If I may be so bold, the people of Doma, one and all, understand the source of your pain. To lose your father in the turmoil of a failed rebellion, his staggering duty to the throne thrust upon you, I. How could you even begin to mourn when first you had to lead? It would behoove you to take part in the funeral rites, my lord. Take this time to make peace with your past, while it is still yours to spend. Though unlikely, if not impossible, were you to become a monster as well, Doma would surely be lost. Yeah, you gotta keep your heart free and clear. I thank you for your counsel, Gosetsu. But if I may ask, why is it you keep your blade at the ready? I thought this personal matter of yours to be naught but a trifle. Or am I mistaken? Well, I find the katana a superior tool for peeling persimmons. Speaking of which, I do believe my stomach begs for sustenance, if you'll excuse me. Training. To help slay the blasphemy, no doubt. Fitting that he should offer me counsel, yet refuse to heed it in kind. He is not the warrior he once was, but he is wise, our obstinate friend. If I'm to be perfectly honest, it frightens me to recall it, the moment it all came crashing down. We'd taken Doma Castle. Victory was ours. But then we looked out and saw the banners of the 12th Legion marching towards us, the crowned prince at the fore. No sooner had Gosetsu and I escaped than we received word that Xenos had slain my father. I remember how the fight went out of Gosetsu in an instant, how he wept for his lord while I felt the weight of the profound duty bear upon my shoulders, crushing, suffocating, the heat of my own breath, the chill of my clammy palms. But duty demanded I master my emotions, when all those around me, Gosetsu included, were consumed by anger and a thirst for vengeance. I had to be in control. Under my orders, we dispersed and fled to fight another day. To this day, I have not stopped to reflect on my father's death. How could I, devoted as I am to finding Doma's way forward? You gotta take a break for you, sometimes. But now I must. And so, having taken you into my confidence, would you see this through with me to journey's end? Of course. The keepsake I would offer up for the funeral is hidden in a place not easily reached. We will have to fly there, I'm afraid, but worry not, my yawl will ferry us. Just a moment. Wait, did you deliver all those items, though, first? Okay. Oh. Hello. I have one of you already, but, okay. The place we seek is Plum Spring in the mountains. Shall we? Oh, is this like one of those travel alongside the person bits? Right? Yeah, there we go. Just a leisurely fly. It would probably be nicer if it wasn't raining cats and dogs. My parents would bring me here for a hanami as a child. Its beauty and serenity was such that I could forget the realities of the occupation. Indeed, some of my fondest memories of family are here, which is precisely why I chose this place to conceal the singular gift my father bequeathed to me as a child. Like a medallion or something? Oh, a little toy! A little Goku, Son Goku. Charming, is it not? The great auspice Kitan Dasheng, said to reside somewhere along the Dairyu chain. Oh yeah, it's the dungeon boss. In those days, anyone and everything knew the tales of his prowess. Reckless boy that I once even tried to seek him out, hoping that he might help us. I buried it here shortly after my coming-of-age ceremony. It seemed a fitting place to both part with my childhood and offer a final goodbye to my mother. More of a keepsake of mine than his, to be sure, but he was never a man of worldly possessions. Still, I suspect he would allow himself a rare smile if he were to see it again after all these years. And that is precisely how I wish to bid him farewell, with a smile. Well, you know, a smile better suits a hero. It should go without saying I would prefer it not to become known that I kept this doll here. Wouldn't want the children to grow jealous now, would we? And with that, I believe it is time we return to the Enclave. There are yet more villages to visit and offerings to collect, but preparations are proceeding apace. Soon the people will have one less cause to be tempted down the path of despair. Of course, there still remains the problem of the blasphemy. The former conscripts will remain at the Kienkan until it has been dealt with. We will slay the beast in due time, but before that, I would be honored if you were present for the funeral rites. Pray speak with Yugiri when you visit the Enclave, and she will tell you more of the proceedings. Oh, a ceremony I actually get to go to. I didn't get to go to the one in Alamigo, so I'll take this one. Oh, this is the final one. Laid to rest. Yugiri's somber expression suggests you have arrived right on time. As ever, your timing is impeccable. We but moments ago completed preparations for the funeral. I will inform Lord Hien of your arrival. I swear to God, if that old lady crashes the party. You're here. Excellent. The blasphemy continues to shun our settlements, and I mean to make the most of the time its absence affords us. I assume you were planning to take part in the ceremony? I mean, I got a shield I could have brought, but, we'll leave that for another day. Glad to hear it. Unfortunately, Gosetsu will not be joining us today. What? Where did he go? He's injured himself, as I knew he would with his secret training, and now he grumbles from the confines of his bed. Oh. But he will be fine in due course. We may worry over his convalescence after the funeral. How old is he? He needs to take care of himself. Maybe he's like Edmund's age. It's gotta be in like his late 50s. Uh-oh, it's a duty. I don't think this ceremony's gonna go off without a hitch. The villagers should be arriving ere long, then we may begin. Okay. Oh, this lady again. God damn it. Lord Hien, Are you gonna beg for forgiveness or whatever? Is this a trick? I apologize, my lord, for my past transgressions. I yearn to believe my daughter was a kami reborn, but you are right. She is a monster. Words can ill express my shame for advocating the conscripts to be sacrificed to appease the dead. What is this heel turn? Why is this happening so fast? I don't trust this. Nay, this ceremony shall serve far, far better. And so as a humble citizen of Doma, I offer my deepest gratitude and beg for your forgiveness. I would make an offering on behalf of my husband and son as well as my dear stepdaughter Minato. I throw myself on your mercy, Lord Hien. Allow them a place within the mausoleum, that their spirits may know peace. Well, okay. My instinct says don't believe this bitch, but... There's no need to beg forgiveness, Kisei. Please rise. Oh, this fucking bitch. Yep. That's what you get. That was way too fast of a heel turn to believe any bullshit she said. She will come for you. Let the bitch come, we'll kill it. I've killed plenty of these things. Oh. God damn it. By the kami, she gave her life to draw out the blasphemy? Man, she was a bitch till the end. First a liar in life, and now annoying in death. Alright, well... At least we can put this lady to rest now. Well, I can look awesome while doing it. Minato holds me responsible for her stepmother's death. I will keep its attention. Oh, what is this? Misguided ire? What am I supposed to do? Oh, whoops. Shit. Oh, maybe I should have stopped that. I think not, he says. Oh, fuck. Thanks, Hien. But I still got hit pretty hard.
Father!
Alright, what's the one that I can block? Because that's gonna come up again. Not this one, though. God damn.
Concentrate!
Left sweep? Okay, let's get the fuck out of here then. Nope. Stay with me. Oh, fuck. Damn, this lady hits kind of hard when you can't heal. Shit. Stygian Storm. I think we're gonna lose this one. You guys are almost dead. Oh. I reloaded right before I got down for the count. Fuck. What? Did I fail? Okay. Oh no, Gosetsu, you're injured though, you dummy. Oh. Okay, good. Not sword, but prayer. Apologies for the untimely arrival, my lord. Looks like he picked up some new skills. Maybe that was his training. Gosetsu, what is that staff? He's holding it like a white mage. Pilgrimage proved a most enlightening experience, and is where I chanced to discover the benefits of aesthetic training. I may no longer be fit to wield a blade, my lord, but Shugendo affords me another way to turn the tide of battle. Yes, just glare it to death. Wow, I looked really surprised by that. Stubborn as ever. I shall have to thank you later. Let us put an end to this. Up, all the old music. That's the more triumphant music. Alright, Gosetsu, keep my ass alive, please. We must discuss your change of vocation after dealing with the blasphemy.
For you, father!
Ah. Don't worry, I got you. Oh, this one. Interrupted, bitch. I sense something amiss. Quickly to me. Nice. This is almost done.
Tis but a scratch.
Oh, misguided ire, shit. Ha, okay. I wasn't paying attention, I almost missed the stun on that. I tend to tunnel really easily with Machinist, if I'm not careful. It's kind of funny. Okay, she's almost done. Just a little bit more. There we go. No victory music? Is this old lady still alive? Oh no, okay, so he's just like paying respects or something. A deceiver to the bitter end. But she is still a daughter of Doma. She will have a proper burial, and her family's belongings enshrined with the others. Yeah, you don't want a vengeful spirit on your hands, so you might as well at least make sure that they rest. Oh. Wait, so they just leave them out? They don't kind of store them somehow? That's interesting. I have gathered you here today not to speak of the future, but to reflect on the past, to pay respects to loved ones fallen on the field of battle. In honor of their sacrifices, these sons and daughters of Doma shall be given a place here, at the Swallow's Compass. Though they no longer walk with us in life, they walk with us in spirit. Pray never forget their bravery, that the memories of their legacy give you comfort and strength. Moroya Motokawa, the aspiring painter, he was a man who saw beauty in all things, and one day would have become a renowned artist in Kugane. Motsue Jito, the warrior in training, he longed to become a samurai like his father and bring honor to his family. Suzushiro Kodakumi, the carpenter, a man who wholly dedicated to his craft, who hoped to one day pass on to his talents to his two loving children. yeah, it's probably going to take a while to get through everybody. But it looks like he finished. And lastly, Minato Shihogaki and her stepmother Kisei. Theirs was once a happiness to be envied. Minato's parents were murdered by Imperial soldiers, and after being rescued by the Confederacy, Minato was given into the care of the village of Asari. Though she arrived with a broken heart, it was soon mended by the man who would become her husband, the son of Kisei, who herself had been born to Asari on winds of tragedy. Kisei was a child of the deep, born in Suinosato. For her gifts, she was exiled. Gifts? I mean, we pretty much established she was a liar, but okay. But with her courage and tenacity, found a new home on the shores of the Ruby Sea. She was a devoted wife and mother, and though not related by blood, she loved Minato as if she were their own. That is how she lived, how they all lived, and how they should be remembered. Let your heart swell, not with sorrow, but with joy for their memory. Know that proof of their mark left on this world shall remain here, enshrined within the swallow's compass, for all eternity. Until somebody takes their stuff out of this room. Let us... Oh man. Let us still our voices and in silence pray for their souls, that they may share in the peace we have found. It's a nice thought. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting battle with the blasphemy as a prelude to the ceremony. At least now we may breathe easy, if only for a short while. The villagers have all returned home, and I believe it is time we did the same. We've held a national funeral and slain a blasphemy besides. A rather productive day, would you not agree? The former conscripts will be elated to finally return home. Speaking of returns, I think I speak for all of us when I say your appearance at Swallow's Compass came as something of a shock. What of your injuries from training? Quite painful for some time, I assure you. Despite my best efforts to reclaim my former skills, my back and my hips vigorously protested. I planned to sleep that I might well be rested for the morrow's hunt, but a voice called out to me. I was needed, and so I grabbed my cane and ran as quickly as my ailing body would allow. The cane suits you, Gosetsu, but your mastery of healing magics was a sight to behold, almost as surprising as your resurrection following the fall of the Doma castle. I am still but a novice in dire need of training. 'Tis my hope that I will be able to refine my aesthetic arts during my next pilgrimage. So you are leaving then? Once again. Worry not, Lord Hien. Should you find yourself in dire straits once more, I shall fly to your side. Not as a samurai, perhaps, but I will nonetheless give our enemies cause to tremble. And with that, I take my leave. Oh, he looks happy about that. Though it may be years, if not decades, until we truly make peace with our past, we have turned a corner and begun to heal. We may look to the future unburdened by grief ignored and sadness denied. The path ahead is ever fraught with peril, but we shall walk it with eyes unclouded and with pride. You have done so much for us, for Doma. I wish there was more I could do for you. If I may ask one last favor, before you leave, please inform our representative at radz-at-han that the blasphemy has been vanquished, and the people of Doma are safe. With any luck, our experiences here will prove useful to other nations that yet grapple with these beasts. I mean, it was a very specific situation you were in, but sure, any experience is good experience. Master Gaddis, you are returned. What word from Doma? Well, problem solved. Everybody had a funeral. It was great. The blasphemy is no more. That is most wonderful news. I must inform the other delegates at once. Thank you again for answering our summons. If another threat should rear its dastardly head, I pray we can count on your assistance again. Yay, I could dye this specific job gear. I've been wanting to dye this fucking outfit black for a while. Look pretty sweet. Alright, so I guess we're all done. Does anything happen if I talk to the lady in charge? I heard about you and yours traveling beyond the stars to avert the final days. Good work, that. Mind you, not all our woes have been vanquished just yet. I speak of the blasphemies, of course, for despair is not something one can easily cast off. Though we've come a long way, the battle is not yet done. Preventing further transformations won't be easy, but we're a damn sight closer to solving the problem than before. Interesting, so that despair transformation still can exist, even with Medion not being a factor. Well, I guess we'll find out. So now, I am up to speed on all this stuff. I believe in 6.1 there's going to be new follow-up role quest stuff. I think that has Fortunal involved or something. So I'm very curious to see what'll happen. But I actually enjoyed this one a decent amount. I still think the Gridania one was probably the worst of the bunch, just because it really seemed like they didn't learn a lot by the end of it. They just kind of made some forced elementals feel good, and that was it. And that was a little disappointing, but the Ishgard one and the last two DPS ones were pretty fun, so I enjoyed that a lot. Next time you see a video on this channel, it'll be more 6.1 goodness. But until then, thanks you guys for all your support. It's been awesome. Can't wait to see what the future will bring. See you next time.